Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're going to do another playthrough of Hand of Fate. Now, I'm going to have to apologize ahead of time. I'm still under the weather, so you're going to hear some coughing from me every once in a while. Hopefully it's not too bad. Now, one thing I realized in my first video, you heard a lot of click-clackety-clackety when I was playing. So I moved my microphone around a little bit. Hopefully it's a little further away from my keyboard, so you're not hearing so much of the button mashing when we get to the combat. But hopefully that remedies things, but you probably hear a little bit.
Now you understand the basics, we can begin in earnest. Your hero is returned to his beginning items. Our decks are reset. Welcome to the cabinet, home of the members of my court.
Okay, now this is the official launch version now. It is actually out now. This is the 1.0 version. Before we were playing the early access version, just before it had come out, I don't really know what the difference is, and I don't really plan on there. I mean, I don't think there really is all that much of a difference. It's just the official launch. And I didn't see anything in the different press releases on Steam that really stated anything different from one release. From the early access version to the official release. So it's probably going to be about the exact same thing. So we're going to continue with the story mode, because that's all that's selectable for right now. And we'll be doing the Jack of Skulls. We already finished the Jack of Dust, so this is our second run through of the game. Okay, so not really sure what these challenges mean, but I guess we'll find out. So we're going to hit select.
Time for you to face my undead army.
And this is where we get into
Jack
the
of Skulls.
Deck builder mechanic. So, would you like to use recommended equipment and counter deck? I'm gonna hit no. And we'll try and figure things out ourselves. I think that's what we're gonna do. So, we have our armory deck and we have our counter deck, or our equipment deck, whatever you want to call it. It refers to it as the armory deck at times, too, or an armory card. So I think you could use that interchangeably. Equipment, armory, whatever you want to call it. So we have 10 of 12 slots filled, so we have a couple slots available to us. Now the ones up here are the ones we can select. The ones down here are already in our deck. So we already have an idea of what axes and swords and shields do. But if we come over here, there are a few things that we didn't get to use. We have an explorer's helmet, we have a healing cap, and we have I don't even know how you pronounce that. Damocles, I guess? Damocles is how you pronounce that? Okay, so what do they do? Let's go ahead and hit right click to inspect. So, reveals stairs encounter upon entering a level and grants a gold bonus for revealing every encounter on a level. A good explorer, blah blah blah, that's just text. Okay, so that reveals stuff to us. The healing cap, that sounds self-explanatory. Let's see what it does. Okay, so any healing that a player receives is doubled. Which is useful because every time you use food, you get healing. So, rather than it healing you, I think it heals you 5, it'd heal you 10. So that's a useful item. And then the last one is this, and I think if I remember, I might remember what this does. So during combat, press 2 to throw knives in 8 cardinal directions. So essentially, it's a ranged special attack. We didn't get to use that last time, so we didn't get to see that used. So these are the items that we have not in our deck. We have 2 slots open, so we can already just throw 2 things in there right off the bat. From what I'm seeing, we only have weapons and shields, and then those 2 helmets. So, we already know what the axe and the sword does, and from what I can understand, the axe does more damage than the sword, so it doesn't take me a whole lot of thinking here to get rid of one of these swords. Now, this one here, the Desperate Measures, let's see what it does. This card is new, and thus it contains... Oh, interesting. So we have an incentive to play this card and figure out what it does. We don't have any clue what it does at the moment. So let's go ahead and add that to our deck. We have one more slot, well, but we have a lot of new items and we don't know what any of these do. So what I'm thinking here is we get rid of one of our swords. We pick up at least one of every item we have here so that we know what the heck they do. I'm going to get rid of one of the axes as well. And I'm going to pick up the mercenary contract. And shields are important, but I feel like getting some of these items out here is more important. I could probably do without the explorer's helmet. So what we'll do is we'll pick Chains of Rage. Again, we don't know what it does because we haven't used it yet, as it says here. And I'd like to get the medium armor in our deck as well. So that should give us everything, all the new cards, so we can figure them out. See, that's a mechanic I was not aware of, the fact that the new cards, you have no idea what they do. So that's very interesting. So let's go ahead and hit backs now that we have that deck figured out. Now we're going to go ahead and do our encounters, and this is pretty much the same thing. Now these are what we encounter when we're going through our playthrough, just like the first playthrough. So these are the cards we will turn over. So we have 4 up here that are available to add, and we have a bunch down here. Only problem is we don't know what a lot of these do. So what I'm thinking here is we'll get rid of things that we clearly know what they do, like this ambush and a winding trail. These were both bandit encounters, from what I understand, or enemy encounters. So we'll get rid of these. And we'll try and put in as many of these new cards as we can. It looks like we need to get rid of one more. So I'm going to get rid of... I'm going to get rid of Dead Man's Gorge. I don't really remember what it does. Well, let's see. Okay, that's not what I wanted to look at. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it kind of gives you an idea of what the encounter is, if you know what the encounter is. But just like with this, I'm assuming we haven't done this card yet, so we don't have any clue what it is. So we maximize the new cards just so we can unlock them and know what they do in the future. Okay, so I think that's going to be our starting deck. So let's go ahead and go back. And I think that's the deck we're going to choose. And we're going to start our game. And this is going to play out just
I will add my own cards to the deck. How boring life would be without a little spice.
So this is going to play out the same way I did the first time we played. And I'm not going to explain very many of the mechanics this time around. Because I think we already showed the mechanics in the first video.
You play for life and death. Prepare yourself.
Okay, so only one choice now. Let's go there. Okay. Okay, a captain of the guards is new.
I always thought it was best to avoid the problems of others. I see you have no such concerns.
Okay. Now
There's a token in it for you if you win.
It has the token icon, which is what this is, and if we remember correctly, that unlocks more cards for us. So these are very good. You hear a shout from up ahead, and the sounds of battle. Racing forwards, you discover a warrior surrounded by undead. Okay, so this is more than likely going to be a combat. So we've got a 2 of skulls, another 2 of skulls, so 4 total enemies. I guess this is where we get to find out whether or not my click-clacking is going to be audible this time. Stranger, he calls out as he throws his weapon to you. Here, take my mace and put an end to these monstrosities. Okay, so we get a weapon card. Now we start with the same normal starting equipment, which is a rusty axe and light armor. So now we get a mace. It does 27 damage.
It's a lump of iron on a stick. Not terribly subtle.
So equipment with this trait strikes fear into the cold hearts of the undead. They will sustain more damage and may not be resurrected around such holy relics. So this is a holy item. And as we see there, it's got that little icon. And it does 27 damage. So definitely want that over the 20 damage rusty axe.
Are
We
you
don't...
sure that's the right approach?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the right approach. So we don't have a shield yet, so we can't block or do the counterattack thing like we could in the previous playthrough. We can only just do basic attacks and dodge. I actually have to remember what the controls are. I think I remember them now, think about it. Okay. Okay. Oh, gosh, they've got shields. I gotta get out of the way. Oh, I'm stuck on this. I took a lot of bad hits. Okay, so I gotta time my attacks a little bit better. Okay, so there's only one left. I took a lot of bad damage there, and a lot of that was just getting used to the combat. One thing I don't really like, and I don't know, this may just be me, is I haven't figured out a good way to how to move the camera about. That was kind of the one thing that was throwing me off. Maybe I moved the mouse, I don't know, I didn't really try all that hard. Good work putting them to rest. Keep the mace. We have enough back at Kader. He says, slowly standing. We've been hearing reports of undead in our kingdom recently, and I came to investigate. Okay. He stops to look around at the bone fragments. More of them here than I suspected. Some new horror must have decided to settle in these parts and brought its minions. I must head back to the capital and report this to the Duke. Watch your step, friend. There is something more powerful at work than these skeletons. This card's token is now yours.
The token is yours. Well done.
I actually don't know what happens if you lose. That's one thing that we'll have to find out if that does happen. From what I understand, this game does get harder and harder the more you play it. So we'll have to see on that account. We could really use a shield because there was no way for me to counter those attacks. And if you saw the first playthrough, they got that green icon over their heads when they were going to attack. I don't get that when I don't have a shield. So I'm thinking about going in this corner. So we got the maiden. We're
Given
familiar
how
with the maiden.
rarely one encounters the folk, you are fortunate indeed to meet Merith again. Or perhaps we are merely cycling around the wheel and dipping into the same memories time and time again.
I love how he kind of remembers that we've done this card before. Okay, so one day in a shady forest, you encounter an elf maiden. She stops to greet you. So this is the same thing. We get 3 choices of what we want. I'm going to do longer life again. That gives me a random amount of added max health. We're going to continue. So again, 5.
More health to work with. Much good may do you.
Okay, so there we go. And that actually kind of healed me too. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so choose your next card. We're going to do this one, which is the stairs. Now we could just...
once more, seeking the heart of it all.
We could just go to the stairs, but I'm not going to because I want to... see what this other card is. Maybe this is something that could be good for me. Okay, so this is that Twisted
Canyon.
Canyon.
Every game. That initial moment where things begin. I have worked on these cards all my days, and the canyon has been there from the outset.
So what he's saying, this is your basic encounter to get equipment, which we're familiar with. So there's a weapon. It's lying next to a skeleton at the bottom of the canyon. We're going to climb down, even though we already have a weapon. Okay, let's keep an eye on the failure.
A choice.
I think it went over here, but it was kind of hard to tell, so I'm going to pick this one. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I get it. And I draw 1 weapon card, so it goes through this until it finds a weapon. Okay, it gave me this one, which is a holy weapon, and it does more damage. So we're definitely going to equip that over the normal base that we have. So now we know what this does on top of all that. So we will be doing that. So that was well worth it.
Head downwards.
And we're
if
also
you
fully
dare.
healed, but we did spend more food to do so. So we're going to take the stairs, and we're going to continue.
Many have reached
Okay, so this is
far.
a straight path.
Further, in fact. I do not know if you have what it takes to do better than they did.
Now, the one thing we don't know is if there's going to be a third floor or anything. I have no idea how many floors there are. Alright, so here's a new one. It's a shop. I don't have any gold, so I don't imagine we'll be able to do... Oh, well, we could sell the mace. We don't need it. Okay, so there's the trade... a merchant looking to trade with wandering adventurers. Okay, so they offer a range of items. Let's approach the shop. Alright, and continue. So we're going to sell the mace. I don't think we'll get a whole lot for it, but we might be able to buy another item. If we can buy a shield, that would be helpful because we don't have one. Okay, so let's sell our items because we don't currently have gold. We're going to sell the mace, and we're going to only get 3 for it. Wow, that's not very good. That would have given us 12.
I'm impressed. Few select these sorts of weapons because nobody ever anticipates being in peril. Such misplaced confidence is usually their downfall.
No, I don't want to sell that. Well, I mean, I'm going to sell it,
Perfect for bludgeoning the undead.
but I don't really, that's a really crap price for it. Okay, and we're going to go to buying items. Not that I think I could buy anything for 3. Yeah, that one's 35. That's how you cycle. Okay, yeah, that one's too expensive. Medium armor for 15. Change of range for 40. Okay, so this actually tells me what they do. That's awesome. So during combat, strikes sustained from bows and wands have a chance to restore your cooldowns. And this just provides good protection from physical harm. Okay, so it's a little bit more protection. Alright. Fortunately, we couldn't buy anything, and I think even buying food is outside, yeah, what we can do. So that's pretty much it. We got to sell something, but didn't really do us a whole lot of good. Yeah. But maybe we revealed those cards, which would be helpful. It's hard to say. Okay, so let's choose our next card. And reveal it. Okay, Maze of Traps.
A cave, traps, and the hope of treasure. It's all I could ask for, and more.
So I don't know what this icon means. Usually when there's an icon on the card that has some meaning to it, so let's go ahead and figure it out.
Win this and claim my token.
Okay, so it is a token. It's a different shaped token than the normal one. So, yes, enter the cave. Now, I think this card was in my deck, so I had actually the choice of putting it in. We put it in because we wanted to see what it was. So it looks like, essentially, we have to go through this dungeon, and if we succeed, we get...
Now we begin to raise the stakes. The arena itself will fight against you.
Okay, so that whole thing with the camera, there is no way for me to move the cameras, which is kind of disorienting. Okay, so it's just a series of traps. No biggie. Okay, so flame. Hopefully this turns off at some point. Then we just do that. I'm gonna assume there's like some kind of spears here. There we go. Got through that. Okay. Okay. Can't really see what's here. So let's do that. Alright, so far so good. Wow! Let's go this way. Okay, I don't know if we can... Can we break these? Doesn't look like it. Oh, we can knock them over. Okay. Alright, we got it. So we got hit with a little bit of flame. I thought that one flamethrower wouldn't hit so soon. Okay, so we get 3 gain cards, alright, as well as the token. So we got 15 gold.
I'm sure you're grateful for that.
So we can go back to the caravan if we want. We got 15 health. We only lost 10 though, so... And we got another 30 gold. Alright, so there's a heavy incentive to go back. Alright. Alright, so the traps lay dormant. This card token is now yours. And then we get this at the end. So I'm definitely going back to the shop, because that was a ton of gold.
Your provisions are running low.
Alright.
Can you press on?
And we'll get food, because we kind of need it. Hopefully we can afford it, though. If I can buy that one thing, the Chains of Rage, I will. But we'll have to find out to see if we can't afford it. And if you're wondering about the dog, that's actually in the game, not in not in real life. So that's 40. We may actually run low on food if we do that, but I think that's a really good choice. We could just do the 15 for the medium armor. Fortunately, there's no shield. So, it's defense medium, which is the same as the medium armor, and it also gives us the, well, I don't have any cooldowns, though, so I don't really... But we'll buy it we'll buy it anyway, because we can. Okay, so we're going to buy
An
it.
excellent way to turn an injury into an asset.
And unfortunately, light armor isn't worth anything, so we're not going to get any return gold. And we're going to equip
Armor
it.
protects you from damage. The best armor, of course, does so much more.
Okay, so I'm going to hit back. I'm going to hit buy items. And unfortunately, we can only afford one food, and I think we need to buy that. So that we have enough food to get to whatever the next thing is. So let's do that. And hopefully we get more food as we go. What the heck, we'll buy one more. Okay, so let's get out of here. Okay, let's get going. Alright. I wonder what this is. So River, that was another one
Running
of our
water
cards.
protects against many things in myth. Generally, though, it's just a pain to get past.
That's funny. Alright, let's see what we've
A
got.
challenge for you, and a token if you succeed.
Your path is blocked by a river. The water is clear but fast flowing. Attempt to cross the river or turn back. I'm going to attempt to cross because that sounds like, well, we get a token, don't we? Okay, we have allow. Okay, so let's keep an eye. Oh no. I have no idea where this... He did it to me twice. I'm going to choose this one. Whew! Okay. Attempt to cross the river. As you swim, you notice some gleaming stones on the riverbed. If you had lighter armor, you'd attempt to dive for them safely. The crossing is not easy, but you make it in one piece. Oh, so it punishes me for having heavier armor. You bastard. You prick. Okay, well. Stairs.
Deeper
Okay, so...
towards our foe.
So yeah, we got a consequence for the armor that we just purchased. That's interesting. Alright, so we're going to take the stairs, because turning back is not going to do us any good. And, let's go to our next level of our itinerary.
Good. Now all you need to do is find and kill the Jack of Skulls, and we can progress.
And unfortunately, we're going to find out the hard way what happens when we run out of food. That is, unless we get something out of this. Okay, bandit attack. Well, that's
Our bandits
possibly
are
good.
displeased with your challenges.
Alrighty, well, we'll go ahead and make them more displeased. A group of them suddenly attacks. The King of Dust isn't happy about you killing his men. The dealer draws one monster card. So, 4 of Dust. And we still don't have a shield, so no blocking for us. So I wonder what happened at the river if we would have turned back. Would it have made us actually go back to the previous space? Okay, so there they are. Okay. Let's try not to have them swarm me. Oh. Okay, so the more you chain up attacks, the more powerful they become. It looks like, from when I was getting there. Alright, so that armor was really blocking some of that damage, because they hit me once and it only did 3. Okay, among the bodies you find a scrap of parchment with a rough description of you, plus an offer of reward from the King of Dust. The dealer draws 1 gain card, so that's only 1 gain card. Oh, that's exactly what we needed though, so that's good. We won't starve. Okay. Alright, we know what he
I'm
is.
starting to wonder if you're simply leaving this card in as a quick way to get your hands on a shield.
That is exactly what I'm doing, because that's what he does for me, isn't it? So we're going to do the same thing. So a strange old man comes up to us, he taps us on the shoulder and says some stuff to us. And he says, "My name is Mr. Lionel. If you give me what I need, boy, I will conjure up your heart's desire with this wizarding wand of my own creation." And we're just going to say, ask him what he needs, because that gives us a shield. Okay, Mr. Lionel taps his staff on the ground, and a shield materializes at your feet. There you go, old bean. He smiles a warm grin that reveals all his chippy old teeth. Your face reminds me of my son. I haven't met you before, have I? So we get a shield.
A strong left arm is as important as a strong right arm.
Which is going to help us quite a bit, because now we can actually counter attacks. Alright. And he gets a pickled onion off of our plate. Alrighty. Next. Alright, reveal this one. Devil's Choice.
I like this demon. He lies as often as he tells the truth.
Uh-oh. Alright, so this has a little token on it, so...
We play for a token now.
Okay, a cloaked devil appears in your path. I'm here to test your might, so-called hero. Choose your foe. Alright. Well, they're all the same. Although, what is that? That looks like it's something special, so we'll choose that. Choose a monster.
More skeletons for you to deal with.
You're no mighty hero. I will let you live with your choice. Oh, so he might not have actually let us have our choice. I guess that's what he was talking about when he lied. I wonder what the little sash in the corner means. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so now we can block. I have to kind of pay attention to that part of it. And see, there's the icon now. And then we did a counter. But they're able to block some of my counters. There we go. Killed them. Okay, excellent, the devil cries. You have passed your cunning test. Have some treasure. Perhaps next time our paths cross, I will kill you myself. Oh, okay. The dealer draws you 3 gain cards, and this card's token is now yours. So I get the token, and I get 3 gain cards, which are good. 3 food, needed that. 1 equipment card. We got a healing cap.
Increasing the effect of one sort of magic with another. All you need is a channel for power, and it's simple enough.
So we just get double healing every time we heal. So when we eat food, we get 10 health rather than 5, things like that. So let's go ahead and equip that. I guess it might not automatically equip. And then we get 10 food. So we're not in a shortage of food now. And we get the token. Alright. So let's look at our inventory and just double check. Yeah, we've got the healing cap. So that's good. And let's go to our next card. Alright. Traveling Mage. So this is new. We don't have any gold, but we're going to go ahead and check it out. In a shady grove off the beaten trail, you find a traveling merchant looking to trade with wandering adventurers. Mages sell only specific items that they've discovered in faraway lands. Their prices can be high, but they can also pay well for anything that catches their interest. And this may be a way that we reveal cards. Greetings, wise traveler. I have much to offer you. This may be a way that we reveal some of those cards that we previously didn't know what they were, if that is how it works. Okay. So, sell items. I don't think we really had anything to sell that we didn't already have equipped. So let's go back. We can buy food from him, although we don't really need to. Plunderer's Cap. I don't remember that being in our inventory, so that's interesting. We can buy things that aren't even in our inventory. Unfortunately, we can't buy this. It'd be interesting to have that because we have that whole cooldown thing. I don't think this wasn't in our deck either. Lizardmen take double damage from the player's attacks. Well, we're not facing lizardmen yet, so that doesn't really help us a whole lot. And what did this one do? When you draw supplies, instead draw 2 and pick 1. Okay, that's good. And alchemical silver. Oh, so this is another like special attack. Okay, so it's just like it gives you more faster attacks, and the more you chain your attacks, the faster they become. Okay, so that's interesting. Fortunately, we can't buy anything. Alright, so let's go to our last card here. Hopefully this is the Jack of Skulls, which it is.
The undead. Of
Okay,
all
so
the players in the game, these are the most dangerous in the world, yet in no natural form. A wrongness, an error, cheating.
Alright, so this tenacious undead is unusually difficult to lay rest. In addition to sheer strength, the skeleton has the power to revive recently defeated skeletons in close vicinity. Now, according to our weapon effect, though, the holy weapon prevents that, but we'll see
Again,
if it works against the Jack of Skulls. So, 2 tokens this time. So let's continue. So, if I remember correctly, that's a total of 5 tokens, possibly. So we got a 4 skulls in addition to the Jack of Skulls. So if he does get his ability, we might have to kill him first.
Shots
Right.
from rifles cannot be deflected. You would do better to avoid
Oh, there's
them.
ranged
Are
combat.
you agile enough?
Oh, the guys with the guns actually killed their own guys. Let's go kill these guys. Oh, wait! Yeah. Okay, so we killed him. But he's resurrecting him, so the holy thing doesn't do anything for us. Oh, I forgot how to counter. Okay, so I killed the Jack of Skulls. I think. Okay, that was easy enough. I got hit a couple times that I shouldn't have, but... And we beat the Jack of Skulls, so there's yet another playthrough.
Ah, well done. Well done indeed. But you have roused the dead in their dusty tombs, and even I cannot say what will come of it.
So essentially the...
Now our wager becomes more interesting. Will the tools you've earned suffice to address the challenges I pose? That is the question, is it not?
And now we have the undead unlocked, so we have the bandits and the undead unlocked, and we'll probably unlock a third thing this time. So, for helping the captain of the guards, you receive a mace and another mace. That makes sense. Okay. And for exploring the maze of traps, you receive the scavenger's cap. And surviving the Devil's Choice, you receive Devil's Wager. Didn't we already have that? Oh, Devil's Choice. Now it's Devil's Wager. Okay. As a reward for defeating my Skeleton Jack, you receive these new cards. So the Crucible, Queen of Dust. So that's our next opponent. Helpful Priest, and Desert Storm. So we have 3 encounters in our next opponent, I think. So we add those cards. And lastly, As a reward for defeating the skeleton, we get these item cards. So, Helm of Reflection, Consuming Shame, Angel's Wing, and Frostfang. Now, I don't think these are set every time you play this, too. These might be randomized as well. So you guys that have playing this along with me, you can tell me, did you get the same cards I did? That, you know, that's kind of an interesting thing to think about, that the fact that I'm not even getting the same cards that possibly you are, because you might not have had the same encounters as I did, and so on. So, that's the completion of our second run-through of Hand of Fate. Really enjoying the game. So far, I'm kind of thrown off by the fact that you can't really adjust the camera, but I think I'll get used to it. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.